Imagine you're a newbie. You've seen enough TV shows about climate change, and you're worried and you feel a bit guilty. You don't know what to do, but you figure you'd better do something. You tell some of your friends you're going to the meeting of... and they mostly jeer and call you swampy. Nervously, you enter the room. There's a bunch of people who all seem to know each other quite well. As you arrive, someone comes up to you and says, "Is this your first time? Thanks for coming. We're offering everyone name badges if they want. It helps break the ice. Since everyone else has a name badge, you take one." They also give you an agenda with the group's mission statement at the top and a big space that says any other business at the bottom. There's a big copy of the agenda on a flip chart on a wall too. You're just about to ask the person a question when the chair starts the meeting. She welcomes everyone and especially thanks the newbies for coming. She explains that although it's a busy agenda, people should always feel okay about asking a question about what's going on. She explains that she'd like it if everyone left the meeting with a task to do, big or small, on their own or with someone else. She also explains that there is a law of 2 feet, which says if you're not learning or contributing, it's your responsibility to go somewhere that you are. For example, she says, if you're completely bored or completely confused, you can take yourself off and read more about the group and the campaigns it's running, and come up with a list of questions you want the answers to. In order to break the ice, she gets everyone to form into groups of 3 and asks all these groups to come up with new agenda points, discuss something inspiring that's happened in the past week or month, and to find out if anyone's working a particular project and needs help. This is only for a couple of minutes, and as each group is feeding back on additional agenda points and inspiring stories, a bit of paper that was circulated for requests for help is being rewritten onto a big flip chart. After that, there's a brief feedback about previous events from some of the more experienced people. They have obviously thought about what they'll say, and keep it brief, with suggestions about how it could go better in the future. Then there's a brief report about what other groups in the town or city are doing as well, and what projects they have that are coming up. Then there's discussions about what the group is doing next, and what help is needed on each one of those projects. Each person who is presenting has come up with a series of tasks that need doing. Some are small, some are big. Some are one-person jobs, others need more time and more skills. The constant refrain seems to be, ideally, we'd like you to take on a task, because in our experience, if you don't take on a task, you tend not to come back, and we both want and need you to come back, since there's so much work to be done and fun to be had. But then again, we understand if you're busy. It could be a small task. We understand if you're nervous. We could pair you with someone more experienced. We also understand if you just want to look and see for now, getting a feel for who we are. Eventually this wears you down, and since there is a job you could do, you volunteer to do it, with the help of someone who's been coming to meetings for a while. He writes his email and phone number on a bit of paper and passes it to you. The chair sometimes does close off discussions that are wandering, and keeps an eye on the time. At the end of the meeting, the chair says, "We're off to the pub. Please come if you can. The alcohol bit is not compulsory. You can just nurse an orange juice, and we don't bite." But it's a school night, and you're skint. Still, at least you've come away with what you wanted: information about the group and what it's trying to achieve, the names of a few people embedded in your head, and a concrete task that you'll be undertaking within a wider project. And the task has a deadline, and that you've got the phone number of someone who can help you with it. So, when your friends laugh, your friends at work call you an eco-rebel, you can just think to yourself, well, maybe, but at least I'm doing something.